Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special edition of the Droppod. I'm the FourCourtJester, and today we're talking about everything that's happened within Awesomenauts that has basically occurred since our last broadcast, which has been a while. It has been a little bit. So, off to my left here, maybe not the fastest in the animal kingdom, but definitely the SlowWolf is here. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, thanks, and I'm happy and raring to go. This is going to be a really good episode, so this ought to be really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on it, too. Yeah. Below me, a little bit more lovable than his name might imply, the Weazel Games. How you doing there, dude? You want? Let's do a five.
I'm excited.
Let's do a five, right?
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3. All right. Well, we'll call that leg between continents. Yeah.
I even made a sound effect.
Well, I didn't.
I heard that.
I didn't.
That was skilled.
I'm a little
know, right?
behind. I'm a little behind. We haven't done this in a bit, so maybe we can get that by the end of the show. And today, joining us is actually one of the primary architects behind replays. It is our Ronimo programming intern, Mr. Cédric van de Walle. How you doing, dude?
Hey, I'm doing pretty fine. Thanks for having me.
No, it's definitely a pleasure to get one of the big masterminds behind one of the big new features of Awesomenauts here on the show. So yes, we do bid you welcome, and the gang is all here, guys. The gang is all here, and as we traditionally try to do week to week, we are going to be doing some skin giveaways as well. Unfortunately, I don't have actually a way to do the giveaways because the giveaway thing broke in chat.
Oh.
So the
Yeah.
chat seemed kind of borked, to be fair. It took me a little while to even connect to it in the first place.
Yeah.
It did, but we have 10 penny skins to give away today, somehow.
Ooh. 10. Can
10.
I
I'm sure that we can be creative about it.
Yeah, so if you guys have any ideas, please do let us know in the chat, and we will try to get those to you. Mr. Cédric, we are going to ask you to try to limit your microphone cancer.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe-
I'm sorry, Cédric.
Maybe we can get you a real mic when next time we get you onto here, but it's all good. So, today, Polish Week, I believe, was the first real big thing that came out after we had Penny Fox introduced. So,
At the same time, actually.
was it actually
If I
about the same
remember
time?
correctly, yeah, they were in the exact same patch. The entire visual revamp was done at the same time as releasing her, which was a really nice breath of fresh air, to say the least.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
It's been a while since you played FourCourt, and then you jump into this with Polish Week, and then
Yep.
what were your feelings on the whole thing? When you
Oh
first
my
saw
god,
everything?
it was...
Right?
I had it was Devmon that actually brought me back into the game. He's just like, let's play some games. All right, cool. And we got in. The first thing I noticed was the pop-up text. The pop-up text is what really got me on that. It was just like, it was a really nice visual to see that you're actually gaining something out of this, which is always a good thing because we didn't have any kind of visual indicator before. But then it was the fire, it was the Droppod itself, and then as I explored more of the knots again, I noticed like Ted McPain has a lot of new visuals. Leon's sword is glowing. In fact, we actually have a video to help us describe everything about what's been going on here in Polish Week, and this is actually done by the Living Nightwolf, and just put some visuals towards some of what we're talking about, and I was deeply impressed.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking too when I first saw everything. I was like, whoa, does this look nice? Like when you pick up coins, the little +1s or +5s, it tells you exactly how much you're picking up, which is nice. The HP, same deal. Whenever you take damage, it tells you how much damage you're taking and how much damage was blocked by a shield or something.
And the
It's-
sad realization that your team doesn't get extra solar from the solar boss.
Yeah, the solar boss is an entirely solo endeavor. It gives you 30 solar. That's it. It's just a big creep. Nothing special.
As Kuhn is saying there in the chat, bot icons, enough said. There's definitely something.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Oh, that
Like-
was helpful.
definitely
Yeah.
a helpful.
A lot
fix there.
of trolls out there were like, no.
Especially now that we have like all the new Starstorm names in the bot pool. Is Freylemont from BA. I was talking to him the other day. He's like, so I joined a game, and a bot had my name, So it was like random guy number 1, Freylemont the bot, and then Freylemont. It's just like, how, you know, if you didn't have
awesome.
that, how would you know?
That's awesome.
So awesome.
I remember the first game I played with when the bots came out. Actually, I played against my bot, but my bot doesn't have my name. I'm not gonna let my name out. Like, people have to do a little bit of research to figure out which one's my bot name. But it was really cool, like, to kind of see that pop up. But with Polish Week, it's like, oh, bots. They're really easy to figure out which one's which. It's so nice to be able to just look at stuff and have like an idea of what's going on. The only thing that they didn't touch yet was the scoreboard in terms of all that knowledge and stuff.
Yeah.
But like everything else, you're in the shop. It tells you what's going on.
Yeah.
You're in the character selection screen. It tells you numbers. I love numbers. We have them now. Like, I also like how it's like, oh, well, I just used Froggy's Ninja Worm upgrade, so I dashed or something. I have like the blaster upgrade to my damage for like the next 6 seconds. My blaster icon is gold colored now for the next couple of seconds because of that boost. The only thing I wish is that they did was a little bit more of an external indicator, so something like, oh, there's like a little water swirl around him or something like that to indicate that he's got that blaster shot ready to go, so that way other people could know. But it's small, really. Like, they've done a lot of stuff like that though to make it so you can know what's happening and so that you don't miss it and you know exactly what's going on. It's great. I love it so much. It's so good.
Apparently it's Frail Element, not Frail Lamont, so I do apologize. Frail doesn't talk much to me these days. In fact, he actually kicked my ass the other day, in a solo queue game, so... Yay!
I love the new Lone Star bullets. I really, really do. And I know they've also changed some of the graphics for... what's the other bullet they changed? They
Clunk's
changed
missiles went from being big, clunky Acme missiles to being
little shorty
heat-seeking hot dogs.
Yeah.
Heat-seeking hot dogs.
Well, that's what everyone's taking to calling them.
Is that what I heard?
I don't know why.
Is that what I heard?
I like the new ones. I like the new ones.
Are Lone Star bullets, like, I'm interested, are Lone Star bullets like the exact same bullet as Raylan's right now, or is it slightly different?
They're different. They're very different. Like, the Lone Star ones, like, the tail and the trail and everything is far more substantial than the Raylan ones. The Raylan ones are a much smaller graphic.
Oh, okay.
And they aren't, like, centered on the way you shoot them. Like, the Raylan bullets go someplace, whereas the Lone Star ones are just, like, pew, 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 it feels like. So.
Yeah, I love the sound effect, though. Works.
Thanks. I did the blasters for Star Wars with my mouth, don't you know? Pew, 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 pew.
That's where I recognized you from, SlowWolf. Yeah, you're the sound effects guy. You're this...
My cousin Wilhelm are, like, standards now.
Now, something that we just saw here on the stream is actually the blind effect. And this is something that really took me for a loop the first time that it happened, because the blind effect typically was, you know, just everything is kind of like now tunnel vision. And now this new blind effect, I felt like I was in a disco, like almost like a black and white disco. You know, your old TV sets, like back in antenna days,
Yeah.
you're trying to get a TV channel that doesn't quite come in.
Did you play with the one before they fixed it? Did you play with the blind before they fixed it?
Yeah,
Define
this one,
fixed
the
it,
one
though.
what we're seeing now.
Yeah.
The white epilepsy.
I heard about the epileptic one, and maybe Cédric can answer a question about that one. Like, how many complaints were there about that, like within the Ronimo office, to the Ronimo office? Was there any reported injuries?
Reported injuries, as far as I know, there weren't any. But we got quite a few people telling us to change it immediately.
Patch goes live. 10 seconds later. Oh God, my eyes.
Yeah, no, seriously, it was harsh. It hurt. It was really cool idea. It just didn't work out as expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried it at least, and we changed it when it didn't work. So.
But like, to give credits, the new blind, I love it. You can actually see stuff. Blind was the bane of my existence in this game, and now I don't mind blind anymore. I mean, it's still like a handicap kind of thing. I know.
Potentially a problem when blind does not blind the player.
All right, here's the blind
But I think it
again.
does a good enough job.
in case anybody had any qualms about it. It's definitely a little different these days. And again, this is a YouTube video out there by the Living Nightwolf. If you just look up Awesomenauts Polish Week, it's basically the first one that comes up. Actually, the third one that comes up is yours, Wolf, but it's also half an hour long, and it's a little outside the scope of this program.
Yeah, just a touch.
Just a little bit, but
I went a little in depth. I nerded out pretty hard about some of the stuff, and I went down the list effectively. It was fun, but oh god, did it take time.
Well, the entirety of everything, I actually did look it up. It was patch 2.3, beta 4 change list, the Secrets of Space. So that's really the only one that I could find a huge breakdown. But I gotta say, for only a week, Ronimo did a really good job of visually overhauling a lot of stuff. They, as you said, they came out with Penny at the same time, and I gotta give him props. Like, if every game took a week out of even just the year just to overhaul like some of those little bugs, I think that the polish factor would be just that much higher on a lot of other games. So I got to give Ronimo props there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big props to Ronimo. Did you notice the other thing that was really subtle but that actually really helped keep the game thematically together?
What was that?
They changed the font.
Yeah.
The numbers, everything that's popped up is ethnocentric now, whereas before it was like a weird Arial or Comic Sans, no, it wasn't Comic Sans, but it was like a different font. Yeah, so the fonts are now all the same in the game, and they changed the same thing in the character select screen. Yeah, the character select screen, all the characters' names are now ethnocentric. The only thing that isn't is like the descriptions and stuff, but that's fine. But like all the titles, all the important stuff, it's all ethnocentric. So now the game's really thematically together. It makes the cohesion is so much better. So like a week's worth of fixes. That's made this game feel fresh entirely. It's great.
Fun fact, by the way, the logo for my YouTube channel is ethnocentric as well, and it had nothing to do with Awesomenauts when I created it.
We call this convergent font designer choices, where people independently just kind of figure out, yeah, that's the best font to use here, and well, look at you now. All of a sudden, you're very themed, Weasel. You're a very themed man.
Well, Kuhn made mine, so I kind of had to stick.
Yeah,
with
you don't count. No.
Where's the Jackie Chan? Where's the Jackie Chan meme?
No.
I'm not putting up one. If that's what you're looking for.
No. This is the drop pod, not the meme drop. No.
The meme drop.
No.
The drop meme.
No.
Well, speaking of like no, Penny did come out with the new patch, and basically she's been kicking my ass over solo queue. Who better to talk about Penny than Mr. Weasel Games here?
Yes. Ah, Penny. Yes, my little foxy. First of all, I must say I think Penny only exists in the Desperado skin. There's nothing else.
There's no other skin?
That skin is wicked awesome.
There's no other skin. The Desperado skin is just instead of the pirate guys who are watching right now. I know that there's this silly pirate craze. There should be a cowboy craze. I'll take every single cowboy skin right now. Forget
Jester's already on top of me. He thought ahead. He predicted it. He's a trendsetter.
He thought ahead on top of his. Anyways, so yeah, Penny, although she's extremely fun and I've had a lot of success with her, I must say I might have too much success with her. So as much as I hate doing it to myself, I think there's some points that needs to be a little bit nerfed.
Oh God, he said it!
No! He said it! The word! It was mentioned! You know, Weasel, the last time you asked for nerfs, the last time that you said that, it was about Genji. Look at him now! Look at Genji now!
I didn't ask for nerfs. I said, don't touch my Genji!
You said that only after he'd been nerfed once. Went, no, that's good. And then they're like, no, we gotta. I don't know. Penny, I don't think needs a lot of. I like Penny's strong.
Well, let's hear the case first. Let's hear the case from Weasel first.
Yeah,
what would you change?
Where do you think she needs nerfs? Why?
Okay, do you know how I love always taking a knot and like building early damage, like rushing the damage as fast as I can to make a change, kind of taking a gamble, but like 88% of the times it's working unless I have shitty teammates that there's nothing I can do about it. But okay, so what I do is do you have the build?
I do. Yep, from
Okay,
the Knots
so-
builder.
Oh yeah, so okay, so I'm looking at
Props to
it
Knots
right
Builder.
now. So as you can see, I'm rushing the bug jars, which is the damage on the, I call it the Hadouken. It's a lot. It's a Hadouken. It has to have a Hadouken in a premium skin. That's a must. Make Dodger voice a Hadouken on the premium skin, whatever it may be. Bug jars are so cheap right now and so easy to get really early on, and I find myself getting so like such early kills that allows me to farm the bug jars, which work kind of like the cocoa balls because they go like behind turrets, under floors, above ceilings, whatever. They go through walls and they hurt a lot, plus they amplify damage. So I like to add a little bit more amplified damage to my build with rage. I mean, this is such a strong ability. Why the hell not just to spam it as much as I can? And I take the Starstone statue, and it brings me, I think, I'm not sure about the number exactly, but it brings me to a 70-ish burst initially, like at mid-game, at early mid-game. 70 burst early with the range and amplify damage right after that. So if I have teammates that walk around with me with burst, even without burst, if they just stand there and wait for me to Hadouken successfully with that amplified damage right after that, that is horrid. And I found that if you take early attack speed, which gives you basically combo points as fast as possible, with the extra combo point and increase range to dash, you can actually gank people, because the stun is so potent right now that what I do is I actually dash, use the range dash. So people are running away like from an insane distance. What I'm saying is the range needs to be nerfed. You dash all over to them, stun them. Since you have the attack speed, you hit up the combo points, you Hadouken them, and it's done. That's all it needs.
How much damage is that?
I don't even know. It's so much that I don't even follow it anymore.
It's enough to melt most people?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's like insta kills, almost insta kills. Like for example, if I add the damage on the claw, I get 22 with the extra combo point, 22 every slash. So it's 22 every slash plus 70 burst plus amplified damage, so it makes it like 27 on the claw. And if you add the dash's damage as well to it,
Right.
not even mentioning the teammates around you, I think it's fairly OP.
Nah, you're
Okay,
you're
so-
1v3ing in this scenario, so let's not count them.
Okay, so the gist of what you're trying to say
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
is that Pulse does a lot of damage,
Yeah.
Pounce is really good at ganking to a point where it's pretty ridiculous, and your melee attack does a crud ton of damage to
That's what I
everything
heard.
in front of it.
That's
And
what
you
I
think there's just there's just too much damage on Penny, is what you're saying.
Yeah, probably the one thing that balances her right now, which I think needs to get changed, actually needs to get buffed, is the point that you have to hit something to get combo points, or else you're basically useless unless you went the range way.
But
Like I don't want to be like
what?
I don't want to go.
What?
I don't want to. What?
You want to claw the air and get the combo point for it?
No.
No,
I
like
wanna-
where you get a
I wanna
Weaseling
have
charge
a-
every couple of seconds.
Yeah, not a couple seconds, but like a passive thing that give me a combo point. Give me something to do, like let's say every 10 seconds. If I didn't find anything to hit, but in compensation to that, like nerf my damage.
You going back to the fountain instantly refills all your combo points.
I know.
Bam.
I don't want to go back though every time I use an ability.
That would get rather
But
tiresome.
that's Penny's downside, is that if she misses, then she's in a really bad spot.
I know.
That's the only reason why she's worse than Frog. Like
give me like 15 seconds. Give me 30 seconds of regeneration. If I'm there on the lane trying to defend, I'm more useless than a Voltar versus 3 people in front of a turret. I can't hit anything.
That's not what Penny do.
I don't agree with that.
Penny seems like she rolls the dice, you know, big damage, big money, bankrupt. Oh, I mean, it's you have to really land the skill shots. Is the understanding I have.
You know what? What do you guys think? Go, Wolf.
Okay, I agree that she is a touch powerful, possibly. Her damage probably could be toned down moderately, but gameplay-wise, she's fantastic. I think that with her combo system as it stands, there's a lot of risk. You have to make choices. You have to commit to a fight once you jump into it if you decide to use Pounce for that reason alone. But it forces players to make a choice. It's not like Frog, where the only thing you rely on is a cooldown. You're relying on those combo points to keep you alive as much as to do damage. So choosing how to use those combo points is what balances out Penny, because you can't use Pounce into Electro Pulse immediately afterwards. You have to hit them a couple of times first, which can be risky. And a couple of the upgrades in her loadout allow her to negate that, or to help reduce the problems that involve the combo point system. So on her Pounce, she has gives you 1 charge if you hit something with your Pounce. That's really useful. For her Electro Pulse, if you use Electro Pulse with 1 charge on it, it resets the cooldown. So you can do Swipe Pulse, Swipe Pulse, Swipe Pulse, Swipe Pulse, which is really good for DPS, by the way. And then on her attack row, she's got the extra combo points. That way you always have 1 in reserve. It's playing around the combo points is what balances her, I think. She's only slightly powerful to me because her abilities, as strong as they are offset by how rigid they can be sometimes, and how much risk it takes to play a high mobility, low HP character like Penny in a situation where you're trying to play like Skull Deer, because that's what ends up happening once you pounce in. So it's all about good positioning, good ability usage, and that's fine.
I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying, but I still think she needs some kind of a solo queue rescue. Like, I can't rely on the guys on my team the whole time to make sure I have enemies to hit, even if I miss. Like, sometimes you get so miserable, you need to carry your team, but you're just useless. Useless as in I have nothing that I can possibly do. Every single character, every single knot has something that they can do. Something that they can do. How about, I think I can find like maybe a solution. If we nerf the damage, okay, nerf the range from the big dash a little tiny bit, and give her an ability, maybe even an utility, that regenerate a combo point, but like not every 5 seconds, but something like every 15 seconds, for example. It's a long time to regenerate a point. Something that gives you, like, if you duked the enemies for so long and you stayed alive, that one dash could save your life. And there's no way in hell you're gonna waste time running away from somebody and trying to hit somebody on the way to get that combo point.
But that's the only thing that makes Penny easy to kill.
No,
I don't know. I think that her high mobility really offsets that. But I don't know. As far as overall game impact, though, like, I've seen a few Pennies, like, especially when she first came out, it was Penny every game. And now Penny's a bit rare, actually. I don't see her very often. Like, it's more often than some other knots.
I've played like 30 games, and I've seen her in about 10.
Yeah. So, it's like, she's still popular. But she's not, like, every single game. It's not like, you know, other games where it's like, oh, this character is always banned or picked sort of deal. It's just, yeah, she's there. She's useful. Some people really like to play her, and a lot of people do, because she's fun.
So wait, I want to give this one for the viewers. You guys, you've heard the arguments. What do you think? I really want to hear that. I really want to know what you guys think. Penny, like, what state is Penny at right now? Is she too OP? Is she fine? Do you think she needs a little bit nerf here and there? What do you think needs to get nerfed? I'm really curious. I'm really curious because something is not working. I feel something is not working. It's either a game just flips over too fast, too early, or it's completely gone from the beginning.
Well, while we take the opinions there from the chat, Cédric, have you ever tried the Penny?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff do you like to play here in the recent patch?
I've played a lot with Penny, but actually I'm not really good with her. I really like the high mobility that you can just pop in a fight, turn it around, and quickly leave again when things get dangerous. But yeah, as Wolf said, I think the range of a dash is too big. You can go into a fight, turn the whole thing over in your favor, and run away without having to sacrifice anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really like Penny as a character, but I still prefer my old main, which is Coco. But
Yes! Oh, all the
Two of you
yes!
now?
All the
There's two of you
yes!
What does a Ted have to do to not deal with Coco's with knockback on your ball every damn game?
Well, you play with the Coco on your team, so you're never going to get out of that.
With you, thankfully, yeah. Things work out, like the one round of games we had, but yeah. But I with Penny, I think the only thing that she's really managed to do in terms of overall game impact is have another choice for Frog. That kind of goes into the same territory as Skoldir and Lone Star, where they try to use throw or bowl to put people in bad spots. She works like Frog in that she pounces, but she works like Skoldir and Lone Star in that she pushes people in places where they don't want to be. So overall game impact, she's added a little variety to the game. She's a little bit more of a hybrid than Frog, but I think that she's, you know, kind of blended in really nicely. It's not like when Ted first popped up where everybody was like jarred entirely by this entirely new kind of character that came out of nowhere that was a wreck.
Ted was devastating. As a Coco, Ted was devastating. It's just like, you jump, shotgun. You run away, shotgun. You take a thing, shotgun. Snipe, dead. Alright, fine, cool.
Yeah. No, it was...
Machine gun was not even really used back on release, if I recall. It was all about the shotgun. Freaking.
Well, it was more the zoning between the snipes, the air... Oh, it was ugly. Now Ted is actually playing like Ted, which is great. But...
The first game I did with Devin, we had a Ted. Level 1, no joke, triple killed us, and the game was just basically done at that point. He
went for
hurts,
30 damn
man.
shotgun, didn't he?
Like the current state of Ted is extremely strong. But that's another topic for another day.
Another time, exactly.
So the chat is saying, a lot of people are saying that the Penny could definitely use some nerfs. She has a lot of mobility, she has a high burst. Some people are saying she's okay. Some people say you could, even just tweak her and she'd be fine. But overall, it does look like, Mr. Weasel, you are on the right track. Penny perhaps is a touch strong. Weasel, so much as your opinion was solidified, Wolf kind of took the possibly route, so not exactly solid on that one, sir. But maybe
as always, we and Wolf always tend to disagree on builds, and yet we play so well together.
It's kind of strange. You should make a Disney movie out of this. The Wolf and the Weasel. Yeah, the little hearts.
I think it's down this way.
He's under you. Yeah, he's under you. So you can send your love that way. I'll send it diagonally, and Weasel can send it to the side. But Penny was a big new release. We did Killing Spree music. We had a lot of hype around her. What's going on with Sentry?
Polish.
What's going on with Sentry?
Okay. Well.
Where's
he's in beta.
Where's the Jackie Chan meme? That's Sentry.
I'm just gonna have to let you act it out every time you want it, dude.
No!
Somebody in the chat will post it. I have faith.
But yeah, no, Sentry's currently in the beta and he's being tested. I had the chance to play with him for about 4 hours, about 3 days ago.
I'm not even sure I have a picture of him, really.
Wow, he's interesting. So for those who don't know what he does, He moves around at a fairly moderate pace. He's actually not the slowest nut on the planet. He's actually he's medium, if not medium-high speed, it feels like. His first ability is Black Hole Sun. Or something like that.
Isn't that a song?
What happens is... Yes, it is. I think that's the reference. It's awesome. So when you right-click, you periodically have a when you right-click, so it's your right-click ability, you get a shield that absorbs a chunk of the damage that you take. So the more damage you take, the better off the second half of the ability becomes. After about 2 to 3 seconds, the shield stops and your ability changes into Black Hole Sun for reals. And put a little bar above your head, which shows you how much damage you've absorbed out of your total maximum that you can absorb. When you launch, when you use the ability again, you launch out an orb. If you click the ability one more time, it activates the black hole whenever you want.
Won't you come?
God damn it, Weazel.
I'm sorry,
So-
that has to be sung.
So once you activate the black hole, anything in the black hole gets pulled towards the center of the black hole. This does not stun them. It just pulls them there. They can still shoot, they can still bite, they can still explode, but they're stuck in that black hole. And then once the black hole ends, they take damage based off of the damage that you've taken, plus any other upgrades that you have. So it's a little complex, but so far it seems to be working. The second ability he has is a little bit more utilitarian than anything. It's got some interesting upgrades on it that allow him to do some fun stuff. But as it stands, when you use the ability the first time, it places a beacon precisely where you're standing. The second time you use it, you teleport to the beacon. No matter where you were on the map, you teleport to the beacon and the beacon gets consumed. This ability has almost 20 seconds worth of cooldown. Like, both of these abilities have a massive cooldown. So, like, Sentry can't spam anything other than his attack, which is his mines. So you left your blaster attack, if you just drop like mines which aren't affected by gravity or anything, and after a certain amount of time they explode in a very, very, very small AoE. They can clear ways, they can do all that kind of stuff. It's a fairly short range, small damage attack, and the damage is produced against turrets. As it stands.
One thing I wanna add there. With the teleportation, I'm just waiting for those precious replay moments of somebody like mining the teleportation spot, or like putting snares, or just like a Durple holding hands with a nuke ready. Like, come here.
Yeah, just like, yeah, well, happily there's a make your beacon invisible upgrade, but it takes 5 seconds. So if anybody sees you place the beacon,
No.
like, it's useful for a lot of different reasons. Like, crafty players, I think, will find the best use out of it. You'll be able to backdoor, you'll be able to go and teleport home a little bit quicker, you'll be able to teleport back to the battlefield almost instantaneously. Like, you can also use it to do extra bursts. You can place it in advance of an attack and then teleport black hole to have a good time. Like, you can initiate that way too. It's interesting. So far as I can tell, Sentry is strong. His black hole is a really strong initiation tool. You don't even have to take damage for the black hole to be effective. The size remains unchanged, regardless of whether or not you take damage. So you could activate it prematurely in the fountain. The black hole sticks around forever. Like, I have yet to see the actual second activation wear off. That could be a thing. Like, you have to take damage, or you have to, you know, use the ability again within a couple of seconds in order to get the actual black hole out of it. And you can just use it in the fountain, teleport there, launch it, and initiate a fight. It's really, really strong for that alone. Like, you don't even need the damage. The damage is really nice, but you don't need it for damage. The high cooldown makes it difficult to spam on creeps, though. You want to save it for a really opportune moment, the time that really matters. Like, the same time that you need a towel sort of time. It's
what?
For the beacon, again, it's going to be a creative player who's going to be able to use the beacon properly. It's got a massive cooldown, and for a good reason. It's a blink. You can teleport instantaneously so long as you haven't taken damage within the past 3 seconds. And
Yeah, anywhere in the map too. Anywhere you place it. So basically, if you die and you place the beacon on their base, you backdoor like instantly as you drop.
yeah, and with some upgrades, you can do some really fun stuff with that. Getting out of that situation is a little difficult.
Unless there's a Durple waiting right there when you drop, and he's like,
With a snare and a nuke.
This Twitch video is
Or Yuri with mines.
on.
I'm banana.
this Twitch video is really refusing to load at this point. So I'm trying to get you guys some visuals to go
Aw.
along with the discussion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think the coolest part about Sentry is that when he's like he moves like Clunk does, so like levitation, but he doesn't go nearly as high as Durple. Like he's actually the shortest levitation character out of all of them. So that shows because the animation has like a little propeller that comes out of his head and spins. It's like the propeller caps. It's really adorable.
So what are the points under his health bar? Those pink things.
The points under his health bar, that's the shield. When you use Black Hole Sun, you have a shield for 3 seconds. Any damage you absorb gets put into that bar.
Really?
I don't know if it resets on death. I forgot to test that now that I think about it.
Oh, actually,
But-
yeah, that's a good.
Who are you? Get off my podcast. Yeah.
Oh, fine! I didn't want to be here anyway!
Yes, you
No,
did.
but
Shut up.
that just increases the damage that Black Hole Sun does.
All right.
That's all the purple bar does. It doesn't increase the gravity, it doesn't increase the size of the black hole, it doesn't do anything else to the black hole other than increase the damage, which is nice. The damage is huge, especially with the upgrades. But it's not, I think, the most important part about it. The most important part about it is that it sucks everybody up into a small group, so that way Snipes can hit everyone easily. Trinomite hits everyone easily. Clunk explodes. It's really strong with good team play from what I can tell. But
yeah,
in a pub,
like when you see a Sentry and you have a Clunk with full explode, you're like, maybe I shouldn't explode just yet. It's really scary. Like I've had games versus bots where there were Clunks and Leon and Dynamite, and I managed to get hit by 2 droids and a Clunk explode, a tongue damage, full damage bot, turret that was hitting me, and Dynamites. The bar was full. It was about to crack, and I threw that thing on a turret. I forget the fact that I killed every single one in one shot by them going inside that thing, but the turret got damaged.
oh, that probably should not be a thing.
Yeah, I was like,
That black hole should not deal damage to buildings.
when I did the damage to the building, I was like, wait a minute. And I started shooting the Black Hole Sun on their turrets, on their base. I managed to 2-shot a turret from full to nothing. 2 shots.
Really?
Yes,
2
it's
shots.
possible. 2 shots. Amazing.
That's pretty flippin' impressive.
I know.
Wow. Yeah, so Black Hole Sun does a lot of damage when you deal damage with it. That's
with the
pretty cool.
upgrades, of course. With the upgrades, you stack the damage and the static damage and whatever says damage, you take it and you put it in wrecks.
I think that for the purposes of how he's going to be played in the game, he's going to feel a bit like Genji, where he's really good in certain lineups and in the right hands, but most people will just completely whiff with him.
What do you mean?
Like that's how he feels. Like Black Hole Sun is easy to land, but to use it, you need your team. I think for the most part, and if you're too cocky with Sentry, you will get killed while you're trying to amplify your shield. Because it's like what, a 20% shield, not even. Like it doesn't actually protect against that much damage.
Yeah, but if you upgrade it to the shield like from the beginning, then it's I don't see any other upgrade that you need to take right away besides that, because it works on anything. It works on, okay, you took the damage, the shield thing right off the bat. You're a tank. You're tanking the turret for your team to get it down. If you can't because the team is too bursty, well, you tank the burst. Like it's a win-win situation. You just start with that. I tried it. It works. And then you go into like, hey, I want to absorb damage and kind of multiply it after I throw the black hole, the sun, whoa, go.
But what do you think about Beacon? Like, how have you been using it? Because most of the time I use it, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna teleport home and then immediately teleport back to my beacon, so I don't have to spend much time in between. Or it's like, oh well, I'm about to get ganked. Teleport to a different lane.
That's all I did. I did like an Aguilon. I put it on the hidden areas, so I can get insta health packs. But definitely, I don't wanna go from the drop point all the way back to the thing. Ah, you killed me. Ah, get out of here. I'll be there in a couple of seconds. Don't worry about it.
The only downside to using it that way, I find, is that you don't pick up a bunch of the solar that you normally get by, like, bouncing there, effectively.
4 solar. It's just 4 solar. It's not that. Maybe even 6, 7. Nah, it's fine. You get a kill. Unless you use that teleportation and there's a Droppod waiting with a snare and he's like, come on! I can't wait for that replay.
Either way, it sounds like you're just having an amazing time with Sentry. I heard
he's fun.
Incredible. He's fun. He's fun. That's the best way to describe him. He's fun.
I was talking to a few of the friends just getting back into the game, and I think it was the number 261 came up for the burst at a Sentry. Like 261 damage burst if he unloads all of his abilities. Is that true?
Oh, wow. Might be.
That's not unheard of.
That's insane.
Well, actually, on the forum, there's a challenge where you get to where you try to get the highest damage, and I think the last number I saw was 500 and a bit.
No.
Which was
No.
Yeah.
On a single target.
No way.
Wait, how much health does a turret have?
Well, okay.
It wasn't
If
on
you
a
have
turret. It wasn't a
amplified
player.
damage, if you have amplified damage,
Well,
I
first,
could see that working.
the easiest thing is you have a sentry playing against you. He does the black hole sun. You absorb the sun, and you fire your own.
So max out that black hole sun, somehow
Whoa,
survive.
whoa. Chat. Hey, chat is saying 1,575.
What?
No.
Can you link that video, Sparkle?
Hey, well,
I didn't say I have a video.
No. I'm
How do you
talking to the
survive
guy
the
who
second
said that
one?
on chat.
How do you survive the second one?
I don't know.
All 3 HP upgrades, wait enough time that you get the max passive HP, shield with Genji, shield with yourself. I guess? Like, how would you survive 500 damage burst but able to put up 15-7? What the? It feels like I'm playing 2048.
What? Okay, here's the thing. How about a Genji full shield?
Oh
with
snap!
piggy
This got
bank
confirmed right now.
and Sentry with full shield with piggy bank right off the bat, and you go tank a turret with somebody with bullets.
No. You need to get a clunk explode. That's not just tanking a turret. You need someone on the other team helping you out, explode you, so that way you get your bar full. Then somehow you do the same thing to the opponent sentry, who's got a full bar thing, plus the shield upgrade, plus whatever else, so that way he gets a full bar. Then he needs to amplify damage you, and then summon.
All right, we have a screenshot that I'm putting up.
Oh,
I need to see this. This is
I need
what?
to see this.
1575. I'll link it in our chat.
What?
It's a Reddit post where the number 1575
Oh my
came up.
god! He's not kidding.
And
I like how the sentry's just on his phone too. Like, it's just like,
wow.
can
Cedric's
I call
laughing
you back?
silently in
I'm
the corner
busy
there.
exploding the universe. Oh my god.
As a note, the chat
That
also
is so
said
funny.
the front turrets have 800 health, the back turrets have 1200 health. To put it in perspective, this
here's
is
the
somewhere
video.
between the addition of both of them.
I give you a link for the video, Jester.
Oh my
The video
goodness.
from that screenshot.
Oh
Take
my
it.
goodness.
We need to see this happening.
Does the amplified damage stack between the 2 different pennies?
You're
guess
asking
so.
the wrong man.
I guess so.
It would have to. Like,
We're gonna put the video up here.
Yeah.
yeah, this I need to see. This is this is gonna be entertaining.
It's incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like that.
the amplified damage is stacked between the 2 pennies.
How do you check?
Because I'm watching the video, and they
It's
each
an
do
8
amplified
sec-
damage, and there's no other way to make that happen.
It's an 8-second
okay.
video, not very long at all, but
Yeah, it's just
there we
play it
go.
a couple of times so you can see the hit. It's a 15 freaking oh my god.
wow. Now of course that's not one target. That's all 3 of them taking that shot.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. The 1575 is all sentry, but yeah, the bunch of the damage is because of the double amplified damage. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way to actually have that happen in a real game unless if you have a gnaw with amplified damage as well, and that amplified damage is not as good as pennies, as far as I remember.
It's 15%, isn't it? For one upgrade, you could get to 30.
Maybe.
That's a lot. That's pretty powerful.
Either way, that is a very difficult combo to pull off.
All right, the next Awesomenaut tournament meta: double penny and sentry.
Just sentry. Get all three of them. Have a Toby Wine moment with Black Hole.
Yeah, exactly. We won't go to Korea for this one. We won't do, you know, Black Hole. We will do Toby Wine and Black Hole.
No, seriously, the next tournament I'm casting, if I see Sentry in it, if I cast the tournament and Sentry's in it, I am totally doing that. I do not care.
Well, we'll have to see where the beta takes our friend Sentry. And
oh my god.
You know, you're going to be seeing a lot more of him because in the beta patch, there's also the new beta replays. And this is where Mr. Cédric Van de Walle will get to shine and shower us with all of his wisdom. Because we have with us, you know, one of the primary architects of the replay system here for Ronimo Games.
Yes.
Thank you.
I hope that was epic enough for you, Cédric.
Yeah, good enough. So yeah, for the replays, currently they're locally stored replays, and it's actually really fun to see the matches. One of the coolest features, I think, is that you actually get an overview of the full map. You can zoom out and see everything on the map happening at once.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, which is really cool. And you can always blame somebody for just idling around the map now. You always have proof. So, yeah, well, for replays we had certain things we wanted to focus on. And the main thing was actually that it was pretty clean, so you could have a nice view of the game, get some extra statistics. But the overall thing is that it's clean and easy to use. So we tried to get as little buttons in there, as little as much functionality and as little buttons.
As little functionality as possible. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, with the most buttons we can place there. So you can see on the video that in the top right corner there are 4 small buttons. The right top one actually opens the the timer dock, which you can with which you can control the playback time of the video. You can scroll forward, you can go backward in the video. You can actually do really cool stuff with fast forwarding, and actually use slow motion on it, which is really cool when you see the black hole sun exploding, for example.
Oh,
That actually just happened on screen, just as you said that. So I have your video playing. Somebody did record already on YouTube a replay. And yeah, I mean, we're going to be going, basically it's cycling through a game. It was Three-Headed Monkeys, I think. It was in this game. I see at least King Richard there.
Yeah, it's 3HM versus the Ronimo team, and the Ronimo team lost pretty badly there.
Ooh.
They basically got destroyed.
Let's hope you still have a job Monday, sir.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't think so. So,
Dev win them.
I gotta say though that your overlay very clean in implementation. I actually expected to see more stuff in and around the place, but you know, basically from all the things that I've seen from the live stream, from the YouTube, it looks pretty fantastic.
Yeah, it looks solid.
Yeah, that's the thing we're trying to do. There were still some issues. I was trying to fix this now, but everything is actually pretty much finished now. I really like the way that you can actually drag the windows. So you have the playback dock and statistics you can show, and you can actually drag those around the screen, like if you want to customize your setup.
So one of the cooler things about this that I noticed is that you can remove the UI. Like,
of course.
Here are the numbers, and then, sorry, but like that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
On top of everything else that's going on there, wow, that looks beautiful.
Yeah, that's one thing that was also really cool to do. Like, we also had to get everything keybinded, and once you know the keybinds by heart, you can pretty much just hide the interface and do everything together. So without any of the HUD in the way.
I gotta say, key bindings, yeah.
Are they customizable?
Yes.
They are customizable. They already are.
Oh, that's so good!
you can actually go into Awesomenauts right now into the controls and see them.
In the
Oh,
beta,
really?
you mean?
Oh.
In the
I
beta?
already, not in the beta, actually in the game.
Oh, really?
It's in there. Yes, it's in there, and I've already mapped mine.
Yeah, that was kind of my fault.
Oh! Didn't mean to call you out there, bro.
Oh, no problem, no problem. So, yeah, for replays, the one thing that was also really important while we were doing it was mainly the part that Yost did, and it was to get the replays as small as possible so you could save as many as you want. And I think they're pretty small right now. Let me just check for the replay you just shown of the match of Ronimo versus 3HM.
I just have it running. I go back to it every now and then. There's a lot of this VOD doesn't actually have an interface, so yeah.
Yeah.
I like it
That's
clean,
okay.
guys, but you know, if you're trying to show it off.
There's nothing to see. It's so clean. I can't see it.
It's literally right now, yeah.
White screen.
With
UI is
an
missing,
external replay system, like doesn't that kind of work like the Warcraft 3 replay system does, where you got a file, you need to load it up, and then it starts playing it, sort of deal, or like how's that? How's
Yeah,
it
kind of.
stored?
So it's locally stored in a folder, and if you want, right now in the beta, you go to Cool Replay, you can actually just send it to another player, and he can just open it with it.
Oh,
So,
Alright, so you
From-
open the
wait,
replay through
From
the
within
game.
the game?
yeah, through the game. So,
Wow.
there is a file browser. Well, basically, when you go to replays, there's a menu where you have a list of the replays. You can just drag some folders in there, and you just open those if you want to.
That's insanely good. But the question is, I'm wondering, are you thinking of maybe changing it from a folder to maybe one file, like a compressed version of it?
No, actually not. We're now saving stuff in blocks of 10 seconds. And that allows us to easily go from the current replay system, which we will be expanding, to actually get to spectator mode!
Wait, do that again because my YouTube was going. Alright, do it again.
Oh, come on, really?
Yep.
Spectator mode!
Spectator mode! Woo! Alright, thanks. Wow, I just actually saw the camera follow a sentry from Black Hole all the way back to his base. That's cool.
Oh yeah, so you can select certain characters to follow if you want to, well, one at a time, and the camera will follow that character, but when he teleports or he just blinks like Sentry does, the camera will try to, instead of just have an abrupt change in it, it will try to just smoothly go to the place he currently is.
And the smoothly
Nice.
part definitely did work because I just saw that on the stream. And that's not always been the case for some early implementations of spectator modes that I've seen in the past.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
some
actually
spectator mode implementations are
pretty impressive.
clunky.
That's
Come
pretty
on.
impressive.
Yeah, well, what you saw was actually one of the earliest versions, so there's been a lot of time and we've been working really hard on it to get it as good as possible.
Yeah, I remember when we had Yost on here to show us like the really basic stuff, where there's like, oh, we can't see terrain.
Yeah, it isn't-
Since that episode, that was a while ago, but not that long ago. You guys have done a lot of really nice work on this.
Yeah, it's been really fun to work on it. It's actually my first big project I've ever done, and I must say it's really cool to actually see people enjoying it, and that's the thing I'm really looking forward to when it releases for everyone, and not only the beta.
Yeah, I'm
that-
definitely excited about giving like a new playlist for like casting replays because it's so much fun. I really like it. I like watching and talking about matches more than actually losing them.
Yeah,
At least you're honest.
I know.
now you can focus on either just doing the podcast thing of it, instead of just playing the game and trying to get some decent comments there.
Now, there's going to be three primary avenues of use, I think, for these replays. And the first is obviously tournaments are going to be a lot easier to do because now we don't have to have all the teams live streaming and we got to set up multiple switching and different Twitches and people overloading on ping and blah, blah. We don't have to deal with that anymore. We can literally just take the
Yeah,
replay and do
you
it.
can just finish the fight, send the file. Bam.
The second one will be for analysis and big YouTube things like, is this guy too strong? Let's take a look at a few of the replays. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, he's pretty strong. Good stuff. You know, that's
like
going to be another one.
Sort of deal,
Yeah, exactly. But the third one, I think, which is more exciting for majority of the YouTubers out there, is the fact that we can now hide the spectator, all the UI. And now we can do those short stories, those machinimas, those Valentine's love songs without having to zoom in a hell of a lot.
That's a bonus, yeah.
That's a big bonus.
Particular avenue before. That's really cool, actually.
Because, like, I'm gonna draw a big example from League of Legends, right? People do top 10s, they do machinimas, they do all these other weird ass things, music videos, right? And a big reason why they can do that so cleanly is because they can remove the UI, and that's been a big barrier for Awesomenauts up until now.
Yeah, and the fact that you can actually do a slow motion thing, you can just imagine how creative you can get with actually creating Wolf with that face.
Sorry, I didn't have that face on
camera. That was
camera.
spectator mode in slow-mo.
Oh.
That was going to like...
I have a couple of questions, Cédric.
Yeah, sure.
I've actually looked a lot on the replays, like what you've done so far, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it to death. But here's a question that I'm really curious about. Will we be able to search for replays? Like, okay, I don't want to send.
You said they're
I don't want to
local.
get sent. Yeah, but in the future, like, are you thinking about implementing something like that? So when I go to like this browser in-game thing or wherever you put it, I'm like, hey, I know this guy. Let's check out a couple of games he posted or didn't post.
Well, currently the replays are local, as Jester already said, but we're planning on expanding it to actual spectator mode, and then you would have a browser where you could have people liking videos, and you could look at the top 10 liked videos or search for specific players in videos and stuff. So, yeah.
I can't wait for that then. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but we'll try to get it the best we can, and we'll keep on working through it until everyone is happy with it.
Well, so far it looks great. This has a lot of promise, Cédric. You've done an excellent job so far. Everybody around has.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Guys.
Big round of applause.
I have to mention that it wasn't only me. I've been working with lots of good and motivated people over there, and they've been helping me out a lot, so...
Ronimo rocks.
Ronimo rocks.
Of course they do.
Something that might be a bit more of an ambitious project would be to create, as Weazel was saying, like that directory where you can find games and spectate. But I think Dota 2, I think does it the best, where you just hit watch games and it just lists them all out right there.
Yeah.
That might be a bit ambitious for a game of our size, but I think being able to live join like that, even with a delay, like. I mean, all you need is, what, 30 seconds in this game?
With peer-to-peer, that could be problematic, though.
It could
Maybe
be.
It could be, because it's like, oh, well,
I said it's ambitious.
Yeah.
No, you can probably do something with the workshop on Steam, like Portal does. Like, when you search for community maps and stuff like that. We could probably work with the workshop Steam thing. Could probably be easier to implement or something. But I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, well, the idea of spectator mode is not only being able to spectate games, it's also the part of easily finding cool games to watch and finding the stuff you want to watch. So it's not only the spectating itself, it's also browsing for cool replays.
So currently, I'm watching the UI and the features and the hotkeys. There's nothing currently that I can see visually and say, ah, damn. I wish they put that there, or wish they did this. We didn't mention this, but everything in the UI is movable. We can actually move it. We can actually create one menu with a lot of upgrades, infos. We can detach them to different menus on the screen, and you can move everything to everything.
Really?
Everywhere. I mean, yes, it's incredible.
It feels very Guild Wars like that, because the Guild Wars had one of the most flexible UIs that I've ever seen for a game. But then at the time, it was like, why the hell would I ever want to move this? I know much
but
better
like,
now, but
you have your own theme, you have your own frame, you have your logo, you put the stuff over there. I don't know. That might be cool to like experiment with.
right. Being able to move them like that is going to be great for layouts, for sponsors, for thematically creating your own layouts.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah,
No.
that's what I'm saying.
It's like this is a SlowWolf cast, we can tell because he's got his shit on the right.
Yeah.
you can have these things where it's just like this. It's preferential to me because this is what makes sense to me. And then
Branding.
like, that level of customization's always welcome.
Yeah.
This is Weaselcast because he has one of those on the screen.
Actually, are these what was the word I was going to use? Are the resources used in the UI like moddable? Like, can you swap out the files and stuff so that we can have like different like colored UI?
You're thinking like
No,
Dota
currently
2
that
UI
is
skins?
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Currently it is not, and
Skins.
radio skins, no. Currently it is not customizable in a way that you can change the color or change the whole HUD in one piece. But it's actually the first time I hear that idea, and I think I might actually think more about it, because it looks pretty interesting to do that, to be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It popped up because like I'm used to like a couple of other games. It's like, oh, you can change the UI to be like different things, or you can mod it. So, like you don't change it within the game client, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna swap out these two folders that are named the same, but they're different resources. So as a result, it looks a bit different, but otherwise uses the same kind of stuff. It's like swapping around Minecraft skins. So
Yeah.
So,
yeah, just an idea. And it was like, okay, that's really cool. But like, it looks good.
It
I like
looks.
it.
It does
Well,
look
eventually
good.
we'll get to net worth, but that's already
Now, we could probably talk
like last
for.
hits and all that kind of stuff.
We could talk for like another 10 hours just on replays alone because
Easy.
that is our avenue. But, you know, we are going to have to cut it here. It has been our hour, guys. We have made it through. We talked about Polish Week and how the game is looking better and better. We talked about Century. We talked about Penny Fox. And now the upcoming replay system, which just looks absolutely terrific. Once again, great work to Ronimo and Mr. Cédric here, and thank you for joining us today, Cédric, from
thank you,
Ronimo
Cédric.
offices.
Oh,
Merci, Cédric.
one last thing, Cedric. When can we start using the replays?
Probably when they're out.
Yeah, when they're out. They're...
ETA?
Yeah.
I don't know actually. Sorry.
Soon with
Okay.
the TM, if this was any other company, yeah.
Yeah. You can expect them when they are here.
For the sake of everybody who's viewing, I had to try.
Well, there's 3 reveals left on the vault, and they do those every like 3 to 4 days, right? So probably within the next 2 weeks, I'd say.
I hope so.
Ooh, that doesn't leave a lot of time for Sentry though. I'm gonna have to start getting testing pretty hardcore.
Mate, that's just a guess based upon metrics on the website. Like, could it be 2 weeks? Might be 4 weeks. I mean, it's going to be ready when it's ready, and we can't really force it along, Weazel.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's good to.
Speculate. All right, so that is the Droppod special edition here on the FourCourtJester stream, and we do again thank you Cédric, Wolf, and Weazel for joining us here today. We're gonna do the skin giveaway as soon as we cut the VOD here, so don't go anywhere. Kuhn's gonna help me out with that. We got a random list generator and 10 skins to give away. So if you liked what you heard, you liked what you saw, 10 skins.
And
We're not doing this weekly. You might as well go big.
10.
10.
What? 10. How do you? That's like
We broke Wolf.
a
I'm
sixth
sorry.
of the audience.
We broke Wolf. A 6 there. 1 in 6. Good chances. Good chances.
Those are really good odds.
All right, if they like what you heard, Wolf, where can people find you? Quick.
You can find me at on Twitter at SlowWolf. You can find me on YouTube at SlowWolf Gaming. That's the channel name, and you can find me on Steam fairly easily. I'm easy to find.
You're easy to find. Awesome. Great. Mr. Weazel, where are you at?
I am in your closet.
Amazing.
waiting
You can
in
find
the
him.
darkness. You can find me
Creepy.
everywhere. Weasel
Very
with
creepy.
a Z.
No.
Weasel with a Z. Weasel Games on everything. Weasel Games on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, you name it.
All right.
Closets.
In your closet. You go,
No!
go check your closet, guys. And of course, Cédric there from Ronimo Games, RonimoGames.com, as well as Awesomenauts on Steam. I've been FourCourtJester. Find me out there, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And you guys have yourselves a wonderful day, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. We will see you next time.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Come on.